Hello, good morning everybody. Couple of minutes early today, but I'm sat here, so I may as well come on board and have a bit of a chat. And it seems we're quite busy this morning anyway. So hi Megan, first one in. What have you been up to? I haven't heard from you for a while. Trisha, hello. Karen, Mandy, Debbie, Margaret, all on YouTube. Diane, Zoe, Glynis, you're right in there early today. Morning, Jackie on Facebook. Linda, Alison, Chris, bit nippy in New Forest. It's nice and fresh here in Lincolnshire. So it's sunny and it's dry. It's not very warm now. I've got the heater on in here. Morning, Janet, Helen. Sorry if I miss anybody. Susan, Sharon, Carol, Biz, hello from Nova Scotia. Hello, hello. 2 hellos from Tina. Good morning. I'm going to make this. So, Carrie says, oh, what is it? A beer mat? It can be a little something to hang on the wall. It could be a pot holder. You could make it a little bit bigger, or if this size is fine, to use it as a placemat, which is, I'm going to make it this size with some heat reflective wadding in the middle. It could be a block on a quilt. It's a very similar design to the cutlery holder that we made last year in the Half Yard Sewing Club. A little bit bigger, but it's that same kind of thing. Could be the front of a cushion cover. So it's do what you like. Do what you like with it. It's your patchwork. You do what you like with it. Oh, hi Irene. Sharon, hello Kay. It's nice, isn't it, Biz? And it's really easy. I only made that this morning. Oh, Steph's had a flu jab. Hi Sue. Hi Celia. Mandy, hello. Wendy, hello to you. Oh, Cora renewed her membership yesterday from Indiana. Thank you very much. Pleasure to have your company for another year. Well done. Front of a shopping bag? Absolutely, Biz. Yes, why not? My foster longs. Getting the beds ready for my foster longs. What's your foster longs? And hello, Miss Mouse. Have you seen her? Megan's been busy with school and Christmas making for the stall. Oh, you're doing a stall. Oh, what are you putting on there? Oh, I saw on Half Yard Club you were asking for ideas for things to sell on a store. If anybody's got any ideas and you want to throw them at Megan. Probably got enough now, but there you go. Oh, Anne spotted the mouse. Hi, Angie. Oh, Linda's got a sore throat. Let's hope it stays there, shall we? Hello, Mina in India. Welcome back again. Hi, Anne. So are we at, we're just at 11 o'clock. So yeah, we're all here. I've got some new fabrics to show you. And I showed you on Wednesday some of the new wool blends that Kim's got in. I'm actually going to make a bag from one of them this afternoon if I have time before I go to Create and Craft. Hello. Oh gosh, is that Yola? Sorry if I got that wrong, from Cyprus, finishing a cloud bow bar decoration. Oh, that's a nice idea. Hi Eileen, Rosina, hello. Ree says, morning everyone, Debbie from a sunny but blustery fresh Sheffield in Yorkshire. Waiting for my friend's little lad to arrive. Oh, lovely, playtime. Hi Julie, hi Alison. Right, let me show these fabrics. Got me coffee early today. I didn't bring it down with me, Gary made it, but there you go. Hello Lynn Sloan, newbie, welcome along. Hopefully it's not going to be your last visit. Hello Debbie in Florida. So I've shut the door because it was cold, but I got a feeling Bob's going to come down and scratch. Diane, the large house is now as a download on the Debbie Shaw Sewing website. So if you have a look on the search bar at the top, it says downloads, and you can click on that. I was pointing up there and it's down here. The template is for the front and the back of the house, and then there are templates for the applique, and the rest of it is all measurements because it's all rectangles. So you don't ever just printing off lots of paper with rectangles. Don't see the point in that. Now in the house that I've made there, I've put card inside it. That's what's in your instructions. So you'll put the outer and the outer pieces together, but when you come to the base, leave the whole of one long side open, and then you can slip card inside it. The card is cut to about 1/2 inch smaller than the outer pieces. And I just got some stiff cardboard. So you can't do that. You can't put the card in like you would do an interfacing, because you're not going to be able to turn it the right side out. It'd be too stiff. So do that with the card. If you wanted to use something like Bosal foam instead, then you can fuse that to the wrong side of the outer pieces. So I've given you an option on how you're going to do it. I liked the card because it makes it nice and square and pointy. Something of that size, when you stuff it, in fact even the smaller ones, they go rounder. But you may want that kind of look. So all of the instruction, there's quite a few pages there. I think there's 1, 2, 3, 6 or 7 pages to download, but they are there now. Melanie's finished Maddie's onesie. Morning, Janet. Elke Grates just tuned in from Australia. Hello. Spotted them as we haven't got Lisa this morning, so I've got the troll spray ready, so don't worry. The reindeer, yes, it's a half yard sewing club pattern from, was it last year or the year before? Can't remember, but it should still be there on the website. Yes. Oh, Alana's getting a sewing room sorted out. Oh, June. Oh, hi, June's husband, recovering from COVID. Takes a long time, doesn't it? It really takes it out of you. Where can we just? Oh, Kathy's just recovering from COVID as well. Oh gosh. Megan's been busy, so I think I missed something there. Let me show you these fabrics, and then we'll get sewing a little something. Wool blend. So these are wool blended. Oh, they've all fell off. I'm sure I've brought more down. Just bear with me a moment. Excuse the top of my head. They've all slipped off. There we go. Back in. We do have quite a few on the website now, and the beauty of having a wool blend is that you have all of the benefits of wool, as in it's breathable, it's fire retardant, mine's just got polyester in it, so ignore that. It's wickable, and it's incredibly soft, but by having a blend with polyester, I think it's 80-20, you can wash it, it's not going to shrink, the colour's not going to run, and it's softer, and it keeps its shape really nicely as well. So if you've ever made a scarf, or you've bought a scarf, a wool scarf, and it can be a bit itchy, this isn't. It's really, really soft. So this one is that houndstooth check? Can't remember, but this is the teal option. I mean, really, if you just bought that, do you need to hem it? Yes, you would do. And put some binding, just around a ½ metre, you've got a really nice scarf. But I'm going to be making a bag out of it later on. I don't know when I'm going to be able to upload that, because it's going to take a bit of editing and whatnot, so it may be a couple of days before it's on YouTube. But I just thought a satchel type of bag, but really, really simple, I'm going to make with that one. But maybe it's cushion covers, any kind of homeware is absolutely perfect. If it's a jacket, a skirt would look amazing. I'd put a lining in it. Julie says, Megan asked you about a page on Facebook where we could all post our makes. I could moderate with a couple of members if anyone wants to volunteer. I think Search Press would like to be in control of anything that has the Search Press name on it, which Half Yard Club would do. So not that they don't trust you, Julie, but I think they liked all of that to be enclosed in their marketing department, so they can choose which pictures are appropriate and when they're going to go out, and any kind of, so it doesn't conflict with other sites. For instance, we've got the Half Yard Club Instagram page, and it's planned weeks in advance what's actually going to go on there, so it doesn't conflict with anything that's going on the Facebook pages or what I'm doing here or anything like that. So they like to keep it all under the same umbrella. But thank you very much for offering. It's sunny at the moment in Loch Lomond, says June. Lovely. That'd make a really nice jacket, wouldn't it? So that's that one. Then we have a couple of dogtooth checks in 2 different colours. Can't remember what they're called, but if you go to new arrivals on the website, you'll see them there. Do you know what I thought when I saw this one? Was Charles and Diana's honeymoon picture. Do you remember? And she was wearing a skirt and like a blouson jacket, and there was a picture of them. He was standing and she was sitting on a fence or a rock or so. Do you remember that one? As soon as I saw that picture just came to my mind. It was a really well-known picture, wasn't it? I suppose hers would have been 100% cashmere or something, but it would have lasted a lot longer if if she'd had a polyester mix. Jones flew and cove 2 jabs. Oh, sore. Oh, you perforated, Joan. Do you sell the stuff you used on the gnome beard? Angie, we sell the gnome beard, the ginger one that's up there, and we've got a white as well. We don't have the long stuff. The white is the same length as the ginger. Don't know where to get that from. Yeah, Tilly. I just thought, oh, that must be what she made that out of, I thought. as she sat behind a sewing machine running herself up a frock. But again, really classy, and you know, don't just think about outerwear and clothing. These would make really lovely homewares, and a lot more affordable than 100% wool as well. Or it's got that kind of tweedy kind of look, hasn't it? So that's those two. Now then, are you ready for this? I think you're going to love this one. You can kind of use this two ways. So there's a fluffy side, which is a little bit fuzzy, and on the back, well, it is the back, but if you want to use the back, use the back. It's a little bit bolder because you see the weave better. But this is, it's like is it knitted? No, it's woven. But it's kind of been brushed, so you haven't gone out of focus. That's what it actually looks like. I'll be honest with you, it's not as soft as the fleeces that we do. If you're going to wear this directly against your skin, I wouldn't. I'd put a lining on it because that can be a little bit scratchy on that side. But this side's really soft. Do you know what I'm thinking? Dog beds. I know, it'd make a beautiful, or a skirt, like a pencil skirt. That'd look nice, wouldn't it? Waistcoats, jackets. But yeah, that's quite Christmassy as well. I thought, oh, picnic blanket, says Diane. That's a nice idea. Yes, it would, Jean. Absolutely perfect for a coat or jacket, and it's woven, so it hasn't got the stretch like Rosie would be beautiful made of that fabric. But, oh yes, Rosie the reindeer, absolutely. It hasn't got the stretch, so if you're making something that's quite structured, then that would be absolutely perfect. So that's that. Again, all wool blends. I think my dog would love to lie on this, Linda. She's a cat, so I'd love it. So that's that one. And then we've got another one of the classic ones, but this one's got a larger check, and I love this one. I'm thinking cushion covers with that one. But they look really, really expensive. And they're really, really not. Hello, Lisa. This is another one that's really soft as well. Oh, a cape. Yes, June. Absolutely. Olive loves it as well. So this is a really soft one. If all you're going to make from this is a scarf, it's really, really nice to wear. Now, I say really a lot, didn't I? Just said really about 8 times. But it's very soft. So it's perfect to wear next to your skin as well. And I mean, it's woven, so there's no right or wrong sides with this one. Do you know, if I showed you this and said it was 100% wool and it's about £60 a metre, you go, okay then, wouldn't you? Okay. But, do you know, I can't even, shall we have a look? Can't remember how much they are, so I shall show you on the website. If I can get it up. So if you go to wshawsewing.com. There you go. So these are all the new. So this is per half metre. They do come joined up. So if you wanted to make a blanket or a jacket, you're going to need more than half a metre. They're £5.50 for half a metre, which I think is incredible value for money. Oh, we've got some new felts for you as well. These are the ones that we showed you last week. So these are the polywool checks, again, just beautiful quality. That's what I'm going to make a bag out of this afternoon. And don't forget, we've got the V&A there as well. Oh, I tell you what, if I just put something in a basket, so I'm going a bit slow here, add to cart. I wanted to show you when we eventually get there. So I've got whizzy circly thing now. Bear with me for a second if you don't mind. So add to cart. And then we're going to view cart. I wanted to show you where to put your discount code. Here, look, apply coupon. So if you're a Half Yard Club member, and I have had quite a few questions saying, where do I put my code? You put it in here where it says apply coupon. So put the code in that bit and then click on apply coupon. If you have any outstanding gift vouchers, or any gift vouchers, whether you've spent them or not, those will appear at the top of the page there as well. And how much you have left. So if you've had a £50 gift voucher and you've still got £30 left, that will come up there that you've still got £30 left to spend as well. So that's where that is anyway. Hello, Wendy. And Yvonne, large checkers cushions with some applique. Oh yes, Yvonne, with applique. So what would you applique, Yvonne? Would you applique some of the other? Because who's the guest on Crate and Craft? Can't remember. Who buys scraps of tweed and does some really beautiful applique work with them? These would go so well together, wouldn't they? Because it just looks really expensive. But remember, these aren't tweed. They are a wool mix. But don't they? Oh yes, I think I'd do that. Maybe one of those stag's heads type things would look nice like that, or trees even would look really good. Hi Sharon in Northern Ireland, and Pat, and Sue, Sharon. I don't know how that works, Angie. I would email Half Yard Club, because it's not just me. I can't just go granting permission for stuff. I would approach Caroline, who actually owns the club, or search for those who own the club, and ask them. Hello Lorraine, it was a birthday on Monday. And received 5 of my books as gifts. Wow, that's going to keep you busy. Hope you like them. A poof, yes, Steph, that would be very nice. So that's those. We've got one new poplin for you. Love the poplins, and it's quite an autumnal kind of print on this one. But it's one of those really lightweight. You know, we don't all wear heavy stuff in winter. Depends if you're a bit flushy or not. But this would make a lovely blouse, skirt. This would make the nice skirt that we did on Half Yard Club, wouldn't it? But again, it's really soft and it's very fluid. It's really beautiful fabric. So that's a cotton poplin, which is brand new. One more thing, oh no, 2 more things actually I wanted to show you. And I've just dropped all my prep on the floor, so I have to get up again in a minute. We've got some new felt colours. There's a forest green and we've got a rust colour, so I just wanted to show you the difference. So that's the sand that we've had on previously, and this is the rust. They're perfect for applique. They are synthetic, but they're very soft. It's a really nice quality one. And there are 5 20 by 30 centimetre sheets in each pack. So we've got quite a lot now of lots of different colours for you in these packs. But it's the quality that I wanted to stress. It's not too thick. It's washable. It doesn't run, doesn't shrink. And it's perfect for applique, or if you're making the birthday bear. I actually got these back in with birthday bear in mind when he came back again. And one more thing to show you. I pinched these back from Crate and Craft. So I've got all the stock now. And in here, sorry about the rustling. There are 3.5 meters of my Birds and Bobbins fabrics, 1/2 meter of the extra wide Davis blue. You've got 2 zips, 1/2 meter of the Bosal foam, and then a load of instructions. Sorry if I'm rustling again. So there's the instructions for the pyramid pouches and the sewing machine cover with a pocket on the front, and storage cube and a sewing machine mat, and you can make all of these projects from everything that you've got in here. So just wanted to show you that one, because when that's gone we're not going to put any more of those together, so just thought I'd let you know. I shan't put them all back in there again. I shall put them on the floor as I go and pick up my prep stuff that I've just dropped down there like that, and then we'll do a bit of sewing, shall we? Oh, I haven't missed too much. We've just been nattering Debbie, really. Oh, they're very wide. Oh, do you know, good question, Deirdre. Are they 150? 150 centimetres wide, so a dressmaking width of fabric. Hello Anne in Indiana, hello to you. Page Pakenham. I've not heard of that, Sharman, in Australia. Aren't these half-yard clubs? Sorry, I missed that one. Sorry, Rosina. Aren't these half-yard sewing clubs? Linda's been out with the dogs. I shan't get a chance with Bobbin today. Maybe Gary will take her out. Because I'm at Create and Craft this afternoon at, well, tonight at 6 o'clock and 9 o'clock with the Tilda fabric launch. I'm going to be doing a bit of dressmaking tomorrow. I've got 2 shows tonight at 6 and 9, and then 2 shows tomorrow at 10 and 2. So in one of the shows tomorrow we'll do a bit of dressmaking. Might do pockets and sleeves and things like that with that one. Oh, sorry, Gina. I don't know why. It was supposed to be delivered yesterday, but they cancelled it till Monday. Once it gets taken away, I've got no control over what happens with those. So I'm not sure what happened there. Sorry. It's winter in Florida. We're getting there. Patterns for sewing. Oh, which ones, Rosina? There's 2 projects a month for not all of them with patterns though. Which patterns did you mean? I've obviously missed the first comment, haven't I? He was in hospital bed. Oh, one gone. And you said I made a pouching one which was the triangle corners when folding. Did I send you a picture on Messenger? You better, to be honest, if you want to message me, you're better off emailing the website. I don't pick up messages very often on Messenger, or I get so many, to be honest. So if you message me on Facebook or you message me on YouTube, there is a chance I miss them. I try and go through everything, but I get hundreds, literally. I know I've said before, particularly on YouTube, you consider I've got about 450 videos on there, and if one person comments on each video a day, the comments all come up in one big list to me on my app, so I could potentially get 400 comments a day. So I don't actually get to see a lot of the comments, and it's the same with Facebook. I get reams and reams, so I'm sorry about that. But if it's something urgent, then email me. Might not be me that picks the emails up, but because we get so many, but you know, we do our best. Hi, Kim. Oh, Geraldine loves you new fabrics. When do you sleep? Do you know, I think sewing in my sleep. I woke myself up this morning at stupid o'clock, thinking I could make a jacket for the gnomes. And then I sat there planning how I was going to make this jacket. And should it have buttons or should it have a tie around the waist? And then I can make one for Ola and a different one for Eric. And I can have collars on them and buttons and pockets. And I was planning all of this out because I dreamt it. And then I woke up this morning, got those done. That's really not going to work. It really wouldn't work at all. Nothing that I planned in my mind in the middle of the night was going to work. I thought that was such a good idea. So yeah, not a lot ironing at the moment. Different patterns too. My mug. Oh, thank you, Gwynnie. It's getting a bit chipped now, and the coffee's getting a bit cold actually as well. Anyway, you don't see me drinking coffee. Do a bit of sewing. So if you weren't here first thing, going to make this. I haven't brought the measurements down with me, so I hope I remember which one's which. I only made this morning. It is a placemat. It could be the front of a bag. It could be the front of a cushion cover. You could just make lots and lots of blocks and make a quilt out of it. You could make the sides longer if you wanted to make a placemat. And if you did make the cutlery holder from last year that we made on Half Yard Sewing Club, it's the same technique, so that would kind of match. That was a long slim thing with a pocket in the front to put your knives and forks in, but this kind of matches. Or you could just hang it on the wall. Do what you like with it. What is the blue mix kit that has a sewing machine covering it? Core, please. That is Sewing Room Set. If you go, okay, I just need to move screens with that one and go back to this one and take that out of my basket because somebody's bound to want to buy it. If you go to new arrivals on the website, should be in here somewhere. Oh, hopefully it's still there. Now I've shown you. Maybe it's on page 2. There we go. Debbie Shaw sewing room set. It's £34.99, and there is 2 meters of fabric in total, 2 zips, and 4 sets of instructions in there as well. So that's a Debbie Shaw sewing room set. Right, a demo in matching mug rug and mug hug. That's a jolly good idea, Alana. The pattern for the reindeer is, I think somebody's replied to, on the Half Yard Sewing Club. Right, I'm going to use a different colour background on this one, and I'm using, I didn't bring my fuse, I've done my 505. I forgot my 505, never mind. I'm going to use heat reflective Bosal thermal wadding for this one. So okay, so let me show you what we do. So it's quite a quick one really. Jenny says, hope you don't mind me saying I would recommend the Prim Mini Iron and definitely the after sale service. Where did you buy it from? The first one kept on blowing fuses and they replaced it without a fuss. So they jolly well should. We do have some of those on the website, and if any of them blow your fuses, we will replace it without a fuss. I've not heard of that one before. Folded hot pads from last year, they were hitched so fun, says Brenda. Hi Brenda. The table into it. This is a square. Alana, that finishes at being a square. It's at 11.5 inches square is the finished size of that one. So if you just wanted to make more, then just keep adding to that. Right, so I have 2 squares which measure 2.5 inches square. That's for the bow. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 squares that measure 3 inches square, so that's for these bits. I'm not sure how long these are. I just cut some strips of fabric which is 1.5 inches, which are those bits. These are 2 1.5 by 2.5 inch squares that go there, and I knew I'd leave one behind. I'll need a 4.5 by 2.5 inch rectangle to go in there. I've got enough of that to cut some down. Should be able to cut a piece from this, so bear with me just a second while I just cut another piece of fabric. I had so many bits to bring down, I'm not surprised I forgot something. So I need, 4.5 by 3.5. Sorry, by 2.5. So 4.5 that way. Two and a half that way. Okay. And then for the outside, so let me arrange these again so it makes sense. 2.5 inch squares, 4.5 by 2.5, 1.5 by 2.5, 3 inch squares, 1.5 inch strips to go down and across, and then to make the border I've got 2 inches at the bottom, 2 inches at the top, and 3 inches down each side. I'm not cutting those to the exact length until I've finished, because then I know that it's all going to fit together beautifully. And then I haven't cut the backing fabric as yet either, because I want to just make sure that it's cut to exactly the right size, so I'll do that in a bit. So let's start putting this together. So first thing we're going to do is the top row. Just organise myself. Okay, the grey bag behind you, yes, that is the project that's come out on the Half Yard Sewing Club today. So loads of pockets on it, on the flap, on the inside, on the outside, on the front, on the back. It's full of pockets, so it's great if you're out and about to keep yourself organised. The storage boxes that you made use Decaville. Is there another similar material? I don't know. Is there somebody will know out there, isn't there an equivalent to Decaville? I'm assuming that you can't get Decaville where you are. I'm not sure, but I'm sure somebody else will be able to let you know about that. Oh, the pumpkin runner into a square. Oh, I don't know. Where is it? It was around somewhere. Ah, there it is. Just have a look at those for a minute. I'm just going to whiz over to the other side of my studio. Bear with me a second. There we go. That's going to be quite easy, Alana, because just cut out the square shape that you want from the cream in the background, and around the edges it's just strips of fabric. So you're just going to put a border around a square piece instead of a long piece. Just make sure it's big enough to put your pumpkins on, and you can arrange those however you wanted to. I mean, you could have more pumpkins or just two, or however you wanted to with that. So that would be quite simple to do. That is this year's half yard sewing project, if you haven't seen it before. So that's been out for, oh, I can have a look if anybody's made one yet, actually. Might have a look in a minute. Anyway, we're doing this, aren't we? So this is my top row. So I'm going to take the two parcel bits and draw a diagonal line from one corner to another. And this diagonal line in the opposite direction. And it helps, I think, if you have a non-directional fabric. So let's put that there. So that's going to do that. That's fine. So these need to go in opposite directions and just lined up against the edge of this. And there will be an overlap just here, but that's fine. So let's bring in the sewing machine. And I am going to put a pin in there just to hold those in place. Let's go that way. You can do them one at a time if it makes it easier. Right, and then let's go down there. And then the same down the other side. Then let's open that out and we will have, sorry, I should have done that one at a time. Live and learn, don't you? There's me fancy unpicker. So sew these on one at a time, and then we're going to cut one half of these off. Bear with me a second. These things happen, don't they? To me more than most, I suppose. Okay. So if that one was on first, we're going to trim back the fabric here. And then press that open. So just need to switch my iron on. Sorry, you don't need to see all that here, do you? Get that out of the way. Oh, hi Lisa. Thought you weren't coming in today. Nice to have your company. How are you getting on? How's Ruby? Oh, Pam's been baking. What have you been baking, Pam? Just wait for that to warm up. Oh, Mayfair Forest Witch. No, make it all the time. It's normally when I'm talking to you. I'll blame you a lot for mistakes, or if I'm rushing, or if I've got something else on my mind while I'm sewing. Always do that. Some Sashiko thread in different colours. Sue, I shall ask my daughter, because we sold out straight away of that, didn't we? What colour would you like? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what they do, but we can certainly have a look. Right. So one side sewn on, not two. Press it back. And then your second side goes on. And again, there will be a little bit of an overlap there, so don't worry about that. That's all to do with the seam allowance when this is sewn together. So let's chop that off. And then this is pressed back, and again, that's where it overlaps at the bottom. That should be 1/4 of an inch. That's going to be your seam allowance. So let's give this a quick press. I tend to press it in the direction it wants to go. It wants to go that way, so I'm going along with it. Whoops. So we've got that. And then we're going to take the 2 smaller pieces, the 2.5 by 1.5 pieces, and sew those to each side. And I'm using 1/4 of an inch seam allowance. So on there, and then this one right sides together on the opposite side. And then indoor skittles, what a nice game. And then let's press this open. And again, I'm just pressing it where it wants to go. So that is my top row, which is obviously the bow that goes on the top there. So next up, we'll do the next row. That would be a jolly good idea. So I'll need 1, 2, with a little strip down the middle. So I tend to cut these a little bit too long, then cut them down, so I know I've got exactly the right size. I find it easier to do that, and it also means I don't have to start sewing right on the end of my fabric and risk it getting chewed up inside my machine. So again, the long strip down the centre. If your fabric is directional, make sure you're getting this the right way around here. And then I'll just finger crease that for now and put the second side on. Make sure if you have left a bit of extra fabric here that the top of these two are matching. Like that, and sew down there. And then we'll do the same with the second 2 pieces. I'll press those in a bit. So again, right sides together like so. And I think the nice thing about making bits like this is that it's not particularly important that points are matching. You know, if you're new to patchwork, or you're a little bit impatient, or you haven't got the confidence to sew everything absolutely perfectly, these are great little projects because it really doesn't matter. And you know, at the end of the day, if this is a placemat, it's going to have a plate on top of it anyway, isn't it? So who's going to notice? Let's just press this open. It's going to go on the floor, isn't it? So that wants to go that way, so I'm just allowing it to go whichever way it wants to. And same on this one. And then we'll trim those. So mat up. How can you lose a rotary cutter? Do you do that? Haven't moved, look. Lost my rotary cutter. Can anybody see what I've done with my rotary cut? Oh, there it is, underneath all of that lot. Right. So let's trim these down to make them nice and straight. And again, if they turn out to be not exactly the right size, so you know that should be 3 inches square, but by the time you've trimmed it, look, mine's twisted a little bit, that's slightly less. It doesn't matter. it doesn't have to fit in with anything else, so it really doesn't matter. So it's dead easy. Let's do the same with this one. So I'm just trimming off the end of that centerpiece. And see, that's just stretched a little bit there. Snip it off, it's fine. And on that side, as long as it turns out to be nice and square, really easy. Okay, that out the way. And then we'll need another strip, whoops, of the 1.5 inch to go down the centre of there to join those two together. So I'll trim that down again before we get sewing. So right sides together again. Just line up the edges. I tend not to pin with things like this. Find it easier not to. Just make sure you don't pull the fabric because we don't want it twisting at all. So just line up the edges and go. And then this. Yeah, June, it's normally scissors for me. You put them down and then they just disappear. So that's that one. Then that goes on the bottom again, right sides together, and just make sure that the edges of the squares are matching. See from that way, because my middle bit's a bit too long. And also so ideally they should match. Yeah, but you get, if they're slightly off, it's not going to be noticeable. It's such an easy little piece of patchwork to do this one. Okay, then we'll give it a press. I think my daughter's pinched my little pressing mat. Right. And that seems to want to curl inwards, so we'll go with the flow. There, so that's my gift in the centre. Let's get me chopping mat up again, and we'll trim it again and just keep making it square. I've lost my ruler now. There we go. So it doesn't matter if this all ends up a little bit smaller than you imagined. Just keep trimming and making square. Okay. So that's the gift. That's the bow on the top. So this is now going to be sewn right sides together over there like that. And then we'll press it again. Now the mouse is there, Lisa. She is definitely there. So she has been spotted already. So again, just sew straight across the top of there. And just match the seams up as we go. And then press back. My beautiful seam ripper, do you like that? Irene bought me that. Right, have I missed the rulers and cutting boards? No, Jenny Jones, you haven't missed it. I forgot. I forgot we were doing that. I was having a bit of a, well, I had COVID, and everything went a little bit weird for the week, and I can't even remember what I did instead. But no, I didn't actually do it in the end. So should we do that on Wednesday? Right, so we have this, and again I'm going to keep trimming it to just make it square. Which is, it's really important, because it's a little bit like putting together a jigsaw puzzle. The pieces might, oh, I didn't cut that very square, did I? Normally stand up to do this. So. There we go. And that side. That's not square. See, this is where I use the board as well. Perfect for squaring things up like this. And I just need to trim the top of that to make it square as well. Not too far out, but it'd be nice if it was perfect. So there's the gift box that goes in the centre. So we're going to take our 3-inch strips first of all, and we're going to sew these. I think the table's moved a bit. Let me move over a little bit so you can actually see what I'm doing. I'm doing curved bias binding on Wednesday. We'll do it the week after then. I forgot about that one, Janet. Thank you for reminding me. Curved bias binding on Wednesday. I should write it. I should have a journal, shouldn't I? Thank you, Peggy. That's a good idea. Use medical tape underneath your ruler to stop it sliding. Jolly good tip. Responsibility. Oh, talking about stalls. Right, so I'm just sewing the 3-inch strips to each side. So it's 3-inch strips to each side and 2-inch strips across the top and the bottom to make the square. So I'll show you what I've done in just a second. Cutting is a big deal. The thing is, Sally, cutting is such an important part of sewing, isn't it? So if you don't have a rotary cutter, ruler and mat yet, then I would definitely get one. Right. So that's that. And we'll press it. That's why it's handy having these little irons as well, you know. So you're not getting up and walking over to the ironing board every time you have every time you need a bit of a press. And make it square. And the bottom. There we go. So we have that. And then we just need to sew on the top and the bottom, which were the 2-inch wide strips, like that. And again, I know they're too long. I just found it easier when I was cutting the pieces to just cut straight down the side of the bolt. So that's why all my pieces are too long. I'm going to use one of the panels to make a lap quilt for the Christmas raffle. Wow, the block would look lovely in the centre. That's a nice idea. You want a video for the block? I think I can do a video for the block. Just not sure when at the moment. I've got Create and Craft this afternoon at 6 o'clock and 9 o'clock for Tilda. Tilda on Create and Craft tomorrow morning at 10, and then tomorrow afternoon at 2. And then Monday and Tuesday, they've got me presenting again. I don't know why. I've no idea what the show is on. I've no idea what time I'm on. It's funny that they don't let me know. I've just got to be at work at 3 o'clock and hope somebody tells me what to do. I know on Tuesday, that's the only thing that's actually on the schedule, on the Create and Craft website. Can't remember what time. I think it might have been 5. I've got Gina B, which I'm really looking forward to because I haven't seen her for years, and she makes buttons, handmade buttons, and they're beautiful. So again, I don't know what she's bringing, but it's going to be amazing no matter what. So that's the front of this finished. Let's press again. Press, press, press. Thank you very much, Ms. Burgess. And it's been a long time, but I'm kind of getting the swing of this presenting lark again. See, ideally you should see the point. I've topped the end of that one, look, but would you have noticed if I hadn't have pointed it out? Why did I do that then? To make you feel more comfortable with it, that's why. So that's that. Let's trim this off and make it square. And then we'll put the back on it. Now if you wanted to put some bias binding around here, I think that would look very nice. I would choose a red or use the same fabric as I've used in the centre. But that's going to take a while, so I'm just going to bag it out on this one. And then we'll do a little bit of quilting. But again, if you wanted to go to town with the quilting, then it depends how much time you've got and the kind of look that you want, of course. Right, so that's that. Let me tidy up a little bit. Looks nice with the bright colours, doesn't it? You know, it took me ages going through my sewing stuff, trying to match a colour, because I thought, right, we'll have cream in the background, but then cream, this one disappeared into the cream. And I didn't have a red that was suitable. And then I did have a plain grey, which actually looked okay because it picked up on the grey on the roof of the gingerbread houses, but it looked really dull. And then I found Spot. I just thought, you know, that goes so well. So I think your background colour needs to be something that is very contrasty to the gift, otherwise the gift's just not going to stand out. So if like with the cream, all you'd see is a red cross with a bow on the top and it'd look a little bit odd. Black would actually work really well, I think, as well. The press pad, Elaine, we have them on the website. If you look under, go to debbieshawsewing.com and look under quilter's mat or quilting mat, quilter's mat I think it is, and you'll find them there. We've got a new one actually, I'm not sure if it's on there at the moment. It's a sloth. But yeah, there's A3, there's A4, and they've got cutting mats on the inside as well. Present is a rectangle with both supporters make it square. Yes. Sorry, I didn't know who you were answering there, Alison. The magic bag method. Sorry, I'm missing those. So that makes it square by having the 2 inches on the top and 3 inches on each side makes it square, and that should be around about 11.5 inches. If you wanted to make it longer, then just extend these side bits. And in fact, if you are making it as a placemat and you do have the pattern for the cutlery holder that we did last year on Half Yard Club, then you can make one side longer and put your cutlery mat, your cutlery holder over the top of that, so you've got one bit for your plate and one bit for the cutlery, if that's what you're doing with it. So I'm just going to cut a backing piece to the same size. So that's why I didn't cut it smaller before, just to make sure that, you know, I'd got enough fabric. I was going to cut it big enough. So a little bit off the bottom there. Can't see what I'm doing, can you? And then across the top here. Right, and then I need some wadding as well. So I'm using a heat reflective. If this is just going to be a little decoration or something, then it doesn't have to be heat reflective. And if you really want this to be effectively heat reflective, maybe use a couple of layers. But of course, you know, it depends. Even with the heat reflective stuff, I wouldn't trust it to put something really hot on top of, to be honest. So with this kind of thing, I wouldn't. I've not tried it, but I wouldn't consider it to be something to really protect my table. It's going to help, obviously, but don't rely on it. You don't go putting anything boiling on there. It is really good, I think, for insulation. So if you're making a lunch box or something like that and you want to keep the heat in, or the cold in for that matter, then I think it's perfect for that. Right, so we have that. Normally, I would adhere this with my 505 spray. Forgot to bring it down, so I'm not going to. So let's go straight into putting this together. So right sides together. And I'm going to sew all the way around the edge, but leave a turning gap in one side of about 4 inches or so. And again, if you wanted to pin that, that's entirely up to you. So you may find your sewing machine slows down a little bit when you're sewing through lots of layers of fabric and wadding and everything. If that appears to be the case, or your stitches are looking a little bit small, just lengthen them. If you've got a walking foot on your sewing machine, then it might be an idea to use it. You can actually see where the top fabric's moving a little bit against the bottom because I've got so many layers. But don't rush out and buy one if you don't have one just to do this with. So literally going around in the square. I think a table runner, Gina, would look lovely. And maybe do that thing where you have one that way up and then one upside down, so they alternate. So it doesn't matter which side of the table you sit at, you get the present facing you. That is a really nice idea. Okay. Thought about doing that. Love it when you chat amongst each other, but I do feel like I've missed a lot of your comments, so we are getting quite a few. So sorry about that. I'll have a quick read through later on. See what you've been up to and what you've been saying. Right. Just going to snip across the corners. Like so. And then we'll turn it the right side out. There we go. If you're using two sides of reflective backing, would you put both sides? I'd put one facing down and one facing up, Alison, personally. Nearly 4 a.m, says Kathleen. Might as well kick on the coffee pot and get back to the mini-series. 4 a.m. What are you making? It is, Janet. Just a pot holder like that.
Coffee, dearest.
Oh, yes, please. That one's gone cold.
I think we need more mugs.
Yeah.
All yours have got teeth marks in them.
Teeth marks?
Or chips out of them.
I know. So, who's that?
Enjoy.
Who is it?
I don't know, but Tyler or David would know.
It's somebody out of Star Wars, isn't it?
Yeah, one of the girls will know.
It's not very classy, Gary, is it, to bring me a Star Wars mug with some red beast with horns on it?
There wasn't much choice.
I'll wash up when I get back down then. Who's that then? Honestly. Darth Maul. It's Darth Maul, apparently. Well, I wasn't expecting that. Right, let's push out the corners. I lost my Turner as well. Okay, Darth Maul. Deirdre, yes, me too. I think that's my cue to go on a mug buying mission. I can't be drinking out of that. Debbie Shaw, don't you know? Like posh cups. Right, so I'm just pushing out the corners. And then we'll sew around the edge. It's the Sith. Is it? I've never seen a Star Wars movie. I've obviously seen bits of it, and the kids have loved it. Both boys, my boys. One boy's 41 and one boy's 27, but they were both into Star Wars at some point. So it has been on while I've been around. Just never watched it. Just never appealed to me, to be honest. Anyway, my husband and son both love Star Wars. Yeah, I've never seen it. I've never seen a Bond movie. That's another one. Just doesn't appeal. That Bond. I do need a posh cup and saucer, do I not? Alana, yes. With my frou-frou slippers with pom-poms on top, with kitten heels. Yes, I definitely do. Let's poke that in. So I'm turning the edge of the opening under, because I'm just going to sew all the way around, and that's going to close that. So we'll just give this a jolly good little press. And then I'm going to sew all the way around the outside, like that one. And all I've done with this is kind of echo quilted around the outside of the gift. And I've done that afterwards because it's quilted all the way through, then that's going to hold it all together. If you wanted to, you could do a little bit of, swirly stuff. You could go around the inside of all of these shapes. That's entirely up to you how you want to quilt it. Or of course, you don't have to quilt it at all. I think it does give a nice finish though. So I'm just using a bit of steam on this one. Right. And then we'll sew it. Jean's daughter loves Star Wars. Watch Casino Royale with Daniel Craig. Really? Daniel Craig? Rather be sewing. That's what it is. The Sith Darth Maul. I don't know. I don't know if you've seen that. I've been gluing this morning, and I've just noticed I've got black glue on my finger. It looks like I've got dirty hands. I hope you didn't notice that. That doesn't look very nice at all. Right, so literally sewing around the edge. I'm going to make the stitch a little bit longer. So it's a top stitch. There is one mug in that cupboard with Kim and Tyler on it. As children, we went into Hamleys, the toy store on Regent Street in London. Well, it was a long time ago. They were little, and they were doing, have a photograph taken and stick it on a mug. So we did it. So they must have been about 5 and 9, something like that. I've still got that one in there. And I think there's a Steps mug. Steps as in the band that Kim used to like. Sure there is. No, it isn't. It's a rather, and do you go? A rather loud green, but it works with this. It just needs to be some kind of colour that makes the present in the middle stand out. Because like I said earlier, you don't want something that blends with either one of the fabrics because you just lose the design. So when I was going through my collection of fabric, I didn't think it'd work, to be honest, and then when I put the design on top of that, actually that really stands out. So let's sew around the edge of the actual design as well while we're here. Darth Maul doesn't have ears. I noticed that Darth had ears. Oh. Hand embroider holly leaves and berries. That's a nice idea, Yvonne. Anything Christmassy in the corners and down the sides. Yes, that's a really lovely idea. We're going to be doing some ribbon embroidery on the Half Yard Club next year. I think it's April, but I can't remember. Janet's got mugs from when Pope John Paul came to Liverpool. Really? Oh, thank you, Kathleen, and you. Oh no, that's Debbie C. Sorry, wrong Debbie. But thank you on behalf of Debbie C. Weird collection of mugs, all presents. Yeah. I don't think we've got 2 mugs that match, to be honest. Do you want to see what I'm doing? I'm literally just sewing 1/4 of an inch around the edge of the whole design.
Here you go, Princess. I found your mug.
Oh, mine. Oh, thank you.
Or is it my mug and you're borrowing it?
No, definitely my mug, that one. Oh, now I've got coffee all over the place.
Thank you.
That's a bit more like it, isn't it?
Thank you.
Still not very elegant, though. I should have a cup and saucer, really, shouldn't I?
Next time.
Looking to get a coffee, really, aren't I? Right. For the Half Yard Club, yes, we do, Denise. We plan 6 months ahead. So we had the meeting last Tuesday, to discuss the next 6 months projects. So those are all in the bag. We also went through the block of the month. I took it down because I've actually got it now. You're not seeing it yet, but I took it down to show the girls. So that's all planned in. We just need to do photography of all the steps for it. But that shouldn't be too long now, and I should be showing you that as soon as those are ready for January. I just seem to be a little bit behind with these lives because I only thought this morning, oh, I'll do that today. So that's my resolution, my November resolution, to get a little bit more ahead with these. I have done the next sew along for the Half Yard Club, which will be at the end of the month. That's all in the bag. So that's actually going to go out in the newsletter. If you should have had a newsletter this morning actually from the Half Yard Club, saying what's coming up. So in the next one it should be saying, oh no, it should be on that one actually. Anyway, all of the details for the sew-alongs are going to be in the Half Yard Clubs from now on as well. There you go. And it is quite nice maybe to mix and match the colours on the background as well, different coloured spots. But again, it could be middle of a cushion cover, join them all together and make a table runner out of them. I'd do that with them if we, like I said earlier, if you wanted to do it that way. You could do a smaller version of them. I think the nice thing is you don't have exact pieces that you need to match to put together. So it's quite nice when the cross matches up in the middle, but it doesn't really matter if it's a little bit out. It's quite nice to see the points, but it doesn't matter if you miss them. So it's one of those quick and easy things that doesn't take too much concentration to make, I reckon. I'm glad you like them, Yodi. Thank you. Can I join the Half Yard Club at any time? Yes, you can. You can join right now, Julie. You can wait till the end of the month. You can join whenever you like for as long as you like. So there's no set joining dates, and you can join for either a month or a year. It's cheaper if you join for a year because you get 2 months for free. But however you join, you can have a look around for a whole month for free if you use the code WELCOME in capital letters when you get to checkout. You will need to fill in all of your details and your credit card details and everything, because that's just the way that the website's set up. I don't think we're unique in that way, but you will have a message when your month's coming to an end just to ask you if you do want to go ahead with it. Julie's Half Yard membership is just renewed. Thank you very much. Oh, thank you, Kathy. We'll definitely be making some to use for this year's Christmas lunch. Fabulous. Fun sew, says Joyce. Lovely. Okay, I better go. I need iron off. I know, iron off. I need to do a little bit of prep for Matilda shows this afternoon. The gnome kits are going to be back on Create and Craft on the 30th of this month, so it's only a couple of weeks' time. They've got, oh thank you Baby Rose, they've got exclusivity on, I think the red's a different print, the red check. Can't get any more of the red check for Ola. It's a smaller check, so it'll be slightly different again, but they will be way. Oh Dawn, I'm sorry about that. She collected blue willow crockery over 10 years and she was going to send Debbie a cup and saucer. Oh, that's so sweet. My mum used to collect Wedgwood. I've probably told you this before, you know, the blue Wedgwood. Can't remember what it's called. She had everything. She collected it since she first started work when she was about 14. Will do, Lisa. And I used it. She gave me the whole collection before she died. And I used it only once on her 80th birthday. We had, obviously we were all there and the kids and everything. We had my cousin over, who they were very great friends. She died a couple of weeks ago actually. And I got out the Wedgwood. She was mortified. It had been in a cupboard for, 65 years, never been used. And I thought it was really something special. She used on her birthday and she was horrified that I'd actually used it. And then a few months ago, I gave the whole collection to my niece. And she hasn't used it yet. She said, you're going to have to use it. You can't just pass on this collection of Wedgwood and keep it in a cupboard somewhere and dust it occasionally and never use it. You must get the Wedgwood out and use it. She said, I daren't. So that's probably going to be passed on to her daughter and never used. My mum would be over the moon that it was never used, to be honest. Times for shows on Create and Craft. Today at 6 o'clock and 9 o'clock. And tomorrow at 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock. And it's Tilda fabric. I'll be making, you know, the box that I made for, when did I do that? I did a video for YouTube on Friday, yesterday. Was that this? I don't know. One day. It's on there. So I'll be making the box. I can show you what it is. Because I've got the book here. Come here. Oh, that's my template. I better not forget that. It's one of these boxes. So the video is on YouTube already, but I'm going to make that in the 6 o'clock show tonight. I would say, Anna, 1.5 meters would be fine. yes, I'm going to do that. And then in the 10 o'clock show, I'm going to make a zipped makeup bag with handles, which is similar again to one that I've done on YouTube. And then tomorrow, I haven't even prepped these. Tomorrow morning, I need to cut out the pattern pieces for the dress. And I won't have time to make a whole dress up, but we'll do some pockets and sleeves and stuff like that. So there'll be a few techniques tomorrow. So that's Tilda on Create and Craft tonight and tomorrow. Do come and send us an email if you can. studio@createandcraft.com. I think they put that up. If you go to the website and watch on the website, you should be able to, I'm sure it'll say that what the email address is, but that'll be nice. Dawn's going to tune in tomorrow morning. Thank you. Thank you, Shirley. I'll see you all then. But yeah, it'd be lovely if you came and said hello. And if you've got any of the fabric range, can't remember what it's called, it's the latest one. Don't remember. Or you've made anything, then send some pictures in as well. It'd be really nice to see that too. Lost me mouse. Deirdre's decluttering. Thank you, Lisa. Yes, I'm over the. I don't know. I still feel so tired, to be honest. But I'm not testing. Julie Jones. This is Tilda's seasonal ideas collection. No, I shouldn't say this now. But they will be selling these on Create and Craft. So of course you should go to Create and Craft to buy them. But if you go to Search Press and use that DD105 code, you'll get 20% off if you're in the UK. Only for the UK for that. So it's a £14.99 book, and you'll get £3 off that if you use the DD105 code. So have a look on Facebook on one of the previous posts, because I put what the code was on there. So that would be the best way to buy it, really. So many Tilda books. Do you know, I've got a few books. I don't think I've ever made anything from them. I just love looking at the pictures. I want to live in Tilda's world. Apparently some of these are her actual house, some are a studio and some are in the warehouse, but what a lovely world she lives in. So yeah, I think actually that box is the first thing I've ever actually made. There are some amazing quilts in these books as well, which, to be honest, I don't know if they're in this one, might be one of the other ones. I've got 4 books on the show. They just look so complicated. I don't know if I'd have the patience to do them. But look at that. Wouldn't you love a little sewing room like that with all things that you've made? Wouldn't that be an ideal world? Who has a sewing room like that? Anyway, so that's coming up later on. So let me just do the... Hello, Michelle in central New York. Just go in now. Be watching while looking after 2 granddaughters. That's nice. So just need to do that. I'm glad you liked it. Yes, Lisa, your sewing room is just... your sewing room's full of grandchildren at the moment. Yeah, Sally, I hope you've just seen what I'm making tonight. Kitchen table for Linda. It's Julianne. It is if you type Search Press into the search bar, it's searchpress.com, and when you go to check out again, capital D 105. Right, okay then, so that's that. I shall see you, well, I shan't see you, but hopefully be able to join me tonight if you're not doing anything at 6 o'clock and 9 o'clock, tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock, tomorrow afternoon at 2 o'clock. I'll try and get a video done for this, Lisa, just for you, because you're my mate. And I'm going to do a bag making some of the new wool blends that we've got on the website as well, so that's going to keep you busy for a little bit. So I shall see you again, if not on the telly, next Wednesday, when we are going to be doing curved binding, if I remember. So I shall see you again very soon. Thank you for joining me today. Hope you enjoyed it. Bye bye.